Would have been 2016 Masters and Juniors Nationals. I'd flown over with. I was just going to coach that weekend, coach and referee. I decided not to lift. I couldn't lift. I wasn't a master at the time, so I was there with my wife, who was a masters lifter, and I was coaching a couple of juniors and coaching another couple of masters, and I was refereed Friday night and refereeing Sunday. Damien was also there, refereeing and doing all those fun stuff. And so between weigh-in and the start of the session on Sunday morning, Damien and I were sitting in some chairs in the old, where was it? The Arrow Hotel in Melbourne, the sort of the front edge of Carlton, downstairs in this weird hotel where we had a whole bunch of meets for a few years. Damien and I just sitting around, just chewing the fat, telling stories. And a young fella from Friday night came up and he said, "Hey, thanks for you were the referee. Thank you so much. That was a great session." And it was a massive session. It should have finished at midnight, but we did really well. Kerry Ann Couchy was the head of this bottle loader crew, and so me and her, we had a thing going about trying to speed things up. So we got out of there at 10:30 or something. We were going, yeah, awesome session, great stuff. And because it was just after another big explosion of new powerlifters coming in, so I'm like, okay, I get used to, people don't need to know who I am. I'm fine with that. And so this guy goes, yeah, I had a great time. Was this blah, 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 blah. So I said, so did, you hit a couple of PRs? He goes, yeah, I did. It was really awesome. And so I said, yeah, I gave him one of those kind of close-offs, like, hey, good stuff, man. Appreciate you saying thanks. And he should have just wandered off, should have walked away. But he stayed and created possibly the Damien's funniest moment in powerlifting, because he said, this kid goes, so have you ever thought of lifting? And here's me at 180 kilo body weight, but I'm wearing a tie and a blazer and got my rev ski. I just go, oh yeah, and just nod, just smile and nod. And he goes, oh no, I tell you lift a bit, like you're a big guy, but have you ever thought of doing competitions? And I'm just going, yeah, maybe one day, man, maybe one day. But this whole time, Damien was, I don't know if he'd had a sip of coffee and he was trying not to spit it or something, but he thought it was the funniest thing ever, just chuckling and trying not to laugh, and he's doing the shoulder shakes like this. And eventually the kid walks away and Damien burst out laughing, and we had a good time playing with that afterwards, because I think I had 16 national titles at that stage. And so I'm like, yeah, okay. They said, are you going to tell him otherwise? I said, well, no, somebody will tell him later on, and he'll feel embarrassed and they'll have a good laugh about it. That was the story.
And that's the commencement of Do You Even Lift?
Do you even lift? Do you lift? And go, nah, I'll give it a go one day. I'll try it out. But it's not even the first time I've seen that happen to an experienced lifter. Vicki O'Brien, who I think she ended up heading up USAPL Australia after the PA splits and debacles and whatever happened there. We just called them the bad times. When the bad times happened, she went to USAPL and she was running that. She's a great lady, world record masters deadlifter, national champion, well known internationally, and she was just after she'd finished refereeing, or she was doing weigh-ins at Oceania's. Somebody asked her if she'd ever thought of lifting as well, and she said, "I set the world record yesterday, but thanks for asking." Like, powerlifters being a little bit too wrapped up in what they're doing is not a new thing by any stretch of the imagination. So it goes back a long time. Yeah. Oh dear me.